This video is one that's been requested. Hi Anya. Yeah, Anya's one of the people who requested it. Basically, people have been wondering how to fill in the journal, like what do you actually write in it. So I thought I could do this on a live so you can see it actually in the process for what I write at the time. And I'm also going to give you a few other options of things that you can write if maybe the to-do list style that I do isn't your style. So yeah, we're going to go through that today. Hopefully you are comfy and chilled out, you've got a cup of tea and maybe your journal with you, and let's just get into it. So I am going to start this off by doing a quick fill in of my journal just while I talk you through the way I fill it in and everything that I write. So the first thing that I do when I'm filling in the journal for my May setup is tick off the day, and Saturday is the 21st, isn't it? So that's today done. I also then fill in my YouTube videos plan. This has actually got a bit messed up. I was planning to do my June theme ideas for today, but my boyfriend who edits my videos is very busy. He's got his last exam at university on Monday, so we thought we would do a live instead so that you guys still get a video. He gets a little break from editing and yeah, all that good stuff. So next thing to fill in for today is the mood tracker. I've got my little key down here. I don't know when it was, but at one point I was writing emotion, so like excited, happy, whatever, and I changed it to be, let me show you up close, smiley faces, because I think that just sort of sums it up more easily, if that makes sense. Like, this could be excited, it could be really happy, it could be, like, it means a lot of different things, if that makes sense. And, like, sad could be sad, it could be anxious, it could be, you know, angry, anything you want to put. So that just made more sense for me, but of course, make it suit you and what you want to do. 21st. So my mood for today is pretty happy. I'm going to go with this one, which is this colour of the Crayola Super Tips that I'm using. And, whoops, I just nudged the desk. Yeah, so I'm just going to colour this one in. I need to be a bit careful because I did just chug a coffee, so my hands are a little shaky. And then I did the not very sensible thing to do of quickly moisturise my hands before I did this, so my hands are a bit slippy. So yes, that is that one filled in. I love colouring in this mood tracker. I just think the strawberries are so cute. And I love how it looks as the pinks and reds come together. But let me know what kind of mood tracker you've got going for May. And also feel free to try out this set of spreads for maybe June, and you could try a strawberry theme for next month if you wanted to try it out. The next tracker is the Pages Read. And yeah, I've not been very good for the last couple of days. But today I have so far read 15 pages this morning. So, wait, 21. Go along to the 15. And yeah, I did do a recent Bujo with me live on Wednesday, I think. So if you want a little bit more detail and explanation of all these spreads, that is saved on my channel, so you can go and check it out if you want a little bit more explanation into all this. I'm just whizzing through it so that you guys can see how I fill it in, and then we will get to the weekly spread, which is obviously the part that most people have been wondering about. So 15 pages. I've seen people write the numbers onto these, and I just think it's a good idea. It saves you having to kind of try and work out what number you're up to. My May theme is rainbow. Oh, nice. I love a rainbow theme. I did like a kind of, I do my May theme ideas, June theme ideas every month, and rainbow was one of the theme ideas I did for May. So yeah, I'm a very big fan of that. So we're on to the weekly spread now, and this is basically what I'm wanting to talk you through on this video. And the weekly spread, just to give you a little overview if you're not sure or just want a bit of clarification, my understanding of it anyway, is it is how you plan your week. So it is a spread, which can be a single or double page spread. I've got single themes this month, but let me show you, that's like a double one. So that's just 1 week across 2 pages, and this one is single ones, obviously. But I'm just liking the single ones at the moment. I like how busy it looks, and because of the style I choose to take for my weekly spreads, it makes more sense for me at the moment to have smaller sections and just fill it all up. So I'm going to talk you through I will fill in mine at the end, I think. So I'll talk you through a few different styles of types of spreads and how you can fill it in, what you can write. And this is my current week. That's, what's it, week 3? Yeah. So I have got a spare journal. I have a whole host of journals lying around that I can always dip into. But I thought it might be cool if we set up a mini weekly spread today and we fill in a couple of the days in different styles, so I can show you different options of what you could write so that you can pick the one that you like the most. I'm sure there are more options than I'm going to show you today, but I just thought this would be kind of a fun way for me to talk you through it, and you can see yeah, just some of my suggestions basically. I'm going to do quite a simple setup, just because obviously I'm just making it up on the spot. I've not planned it out or anything. Might also not be the neatest, maybe not the most creative, but it's just to give you an idea of what to write as opposed to a weekly spread idea, if that makes sense. So we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And splitting it into thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This just, I know this works for my journal layout. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then like midway between the last one. So we can go straight in with the pen using a 0.3. But, you know, like I said, this isn't a weekly spread tutorial. It's about what to write on the weekly spread. So I'll just whiz through this, and don't be afraid to ask any questions, anything you want to know, whether that's about journaling or, you know, just questions for me. I'm happy to answer anything. So yeah, but other than that, let me know how you all are, what you're up to this weekend, and we can just kind of chat whilst I set up this spread. I should have got it up on my iPad so I could see the comments a bit easier, but never mind. Hang on, maybe I could do that quickly. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. I'll just keep checking for any questions, so let me know. Let's do a really simple setup. What colour do you want to go for this weekly spread? How about one that I don't often do? Let's do like a pale bluey kind of turquoise. I really love this kind of colour. So I'm going to go through with a line on each day. This is just a very standard setup. I will at some point be creating a video of different weekly spread kind of basic templates. So this would probably be a style I would maybe include on that. So I'll talk you through that on that kind of video. But for now, let's just whiz through it. So let's make this Monday, Tuesday. I really like the look of just 3 letters as opposed to the whole word, because then sometimes it doesn't fit and you end up misjudging it and you get the rest of the word all squidged up, and that just really annoys me. So I found that this is quite a good antidote to that. And then whoops, that didn't go very well. This one is end, so for weekend, just because I personally don't need to plan my weekends very much. They're a bit more kind of go with the flow, although I still have things to do. It's a bit more, I just fill it in on whatever day I can make it work. So let's just put what I write, so that this is like a little template almost. So I'm writing, oh, what to write probably makes more sense. What to write. Sorry I'm late. No worries. I was a little bit late too, so don't worry about that. And then we could have in your journal. I just want to make it look kind of nice so it's not ugly for you to be looking at. But I am obviously rushing through it so that we get to the important part of this video. So don't judge if it is a little bit scribbly. But I also thought it's kind of good to show you that it can be quite quick to set up a weekly spread, you know, if you're not so fussed about making it a full-on piece of art. Some people do just want to get on with it and still have it look a little bit nice. And, you know, I don't think this looks too bad. So we can have a little heart up here to fill the gaps. Again, another little tip is if you've done a whole spread and you realise there's lots of little gaps, you can just fill in cute little doodles and it doesn't stand out or anything. It doesn't look wrong. So, yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to give you a few examples, as I said, and I've broken this down into 5 types of things you can write in your journal. So the number 1 thing to talk about is a calendar style. So I am going to do calendar in maybe across these so you get the gist of that. So for a calendar style spread, obviously I'm sure most people know what a calendar is. It is an overview of a week or a month or a year, and it gives you an overview, which is the exact point. So instead of being really detailed with what you've got to do that week, some people might not like to have every day planned out to a T, but they might have events or things they need to remember. So for example, you would have maybe 9:45 on Monday, doctor's appointment, and then you might have 5 p.m. dance class. If anyone was wondering, I did used to dance. Let me know if you did as well. I did ballet for 20 years, so yes, that was very typically on my Monday. I would have dance in the evening. So then on Tuesday, maybe you've got remember to take Joe's birthday card, for example. You could do a little star, so that's a remember thing, a reminder. Then on the Wednesday, maybe you've got boxing lesson. I don't know, I'm just making this up on the spot, but it's just to give you an idea. Maybe you've got that until there, who knows. So you use it across the week. I won't go all the way across because I want to use these for other examples. But so that is option 1. If you like to have your things spread out a little more, you want to just have the main things you need to know. You don't need to add on there, you know, 8:05 a.m. make my bed, for example. Although some people may want to, but this is a bit more of a general overview. Calendar style, things to remember, main events, kind of highlights of the week of things you need to do. So that is option number 1. Then number 2 is a similar take on this, but a more like a transition from calendar, which is very overview based, to time blocking, which is the next one. I'm going to do it in the Thursday column. So I will do a brief example and then I will show you a page in my journal that I tried it out. Didn't personally work for me, but I can imagine it working for some people. For example, like my brother, he is very much has everything planned to a T throughout his day. So I think this is probably his style of working. So you would probably do things like this, say 9 a.m. I don't know, workout. Then maybe you have 10 till 12, work. Then maybe you leave a little section for lunch. And then you have 1 p.m. walk. These are obviously basic things. You probably wouldn't have a day looking like this, but you never know. Yeah, so this is a time blocking method. The point is you create little blocks of time and you assign that block of time to an activity and you try your best to stick to that. Having it all planned out should mean that you're able to fit in everything you want to fit in that day. Maybe you have 3 p.m. Coffee with friends, and then maybe you've got 6 p.m. onwards chill time. You could have it far more blocked in than that. You could literally have 9 till 9:30 workout, 9:30 till 10 shower, 10 till 12 work, 12 till 12:15 walk to shop, something like that. So yeah, this is a very structured way of planning, but of course that works for some people. So I thought I would show you that, and like I said, I will show you an example in my own journal. I tried it out, I think it was February. I liked how it looked in the journal, if I'm honest with you, but it just didn't work for me. But this is how a busy time-blocked week would look. Didn't quite go to plan because I was ill at the weekend, so the planning didn't really need to be done. But for example, this start of the week, you can see how it looked. I made my times go down the side, so it starts at 9 a.m, 10 a.m, all the way down to 7, just because after sort of 7 or 8 o'clock, I'm trying to not be doing things. Although that doesn't always happen. However, most of the day is where I want it to be time blocked out. So I would have, for example, tidy my desk between 9 and 10, and then 10 o'clock I would have focused work on filming and content. Then at 1 o'clock I've got lunch, all that kind of stuff. So that is an example. Let me know if this is the kind of style that maybe suits you more, if you do prefer things to be better planned out, nice and structured to keep you from going off task or anything. Yeah, that is a really good option for people who enjoy that kind of planning. So next up, so we've had the calendar style spread like this, which is going to be a bit more sparse. You might want to use a single page weekly spread for this, because you're not going to have as busy days full of planning if it's just highlighting key events or things to remember. This one may lend itself more nicely to a double page spread like this one, because it gets very busy and you've got a lot of detail. So using the single or double page spread is useful to get the best look out of the journal, as well as making sure you've got plenty of space. So number 3 is the journaling style, which is not a planning style, but it is a way of writing in your bullet journal, which of course is the title of the video. So I thought I would show you this. As much as I personally use my journal as a planning, that's why I've shown you 2 planning styles, a lot of people prefer to use it as a journal. So, you know, it's totally up to you. Do what you prefer and what suits you. But a journaling style would be less of like a summary of your day, which I'll go on to in a minute, and more like an actual journal. So maybe in the mornings when you wake up, you just dump all your thoughts into it, into your daily slot, and you fill that up. You write until the very end of the block that you've got of yourself, and that is your journaling for the day. So it can be your emotions, it can be, emotions, or a brain dump, anything on your mind, basically. It can just be a stream of consciousness, I think people call it. Consciousness, not the easiest word to spell. So you would fill that whole block up for the day. You could do it every day. If you wanted to have it undated, so you know, you could just have like day 1, day 2, or something like that, so you can fill it in when you're feeling up to it. But a lot of people try to do journaling every day if they're trying to build a habit, for example. So having a weekly spread that you fill in the journal for each day would help you to stick to it, because you're not going to want a blank spot in your week. So yeah, that would be if you're maybe wanting to be a bit more in touch with your emotions. Maybe you're struggling at the moment and you just need to get those thoughts out on paper. That is another way of writing in your bullet journal. And also, fun fact, I used to journal every day when I was younger. I had one of those journals that you just write in for, you know, every single day. It was set up kind of like a weekly spread. And I did that every day for 5 years. So I've got like 5 big, thick journals, and pretty much every day I wrote in those. So that's very, very cringy to look back on. Like 12-year-old me writing down all my deepest thoughts. And yeah, so clearly I've been in the journal life for quite some time now. And I like it. So I love that I'm able to share it with everyone else who wants to get into it too. Okay, and then the final one on this set that I'm going to do is a diary type of journaling. So journaling, this one, I don't know whether journaling is the right title. Obviously all of this is journaling, but I think you kind of get what I mean. A sort of brain dump, emotional stream of consciousness, whatever's on your mind, dump it down in there. Whereas the diary style is actually the way I used to journal when I was younger. A little bit of both, but mostly this one, which is a summary of your day. So it's more for a memory kind of thing to look back on, and you include things like, for example, when I was younger, mine would be filled with like, had a really good day today, went to the cinema with so and so, we watched this film, then we went out for dinner. So like you look back on it and you can see what you were up to at that point in time, which is really nice. It's kind of like a time capsule type of thing. So basically all that I'm getting at is you can really write whatever you want in your journal. These are just some options that, you know, if you want a little bit of focus or you weren't sure what to write, you could try out each of these. You know, you could do a different week for the month and try out each style, see what works for you. So we've had our calendar, which gives you an overview of the week or the month, however you want to set it out. And, you know, you highlight main events and key things to remember. Then we've had the time blocking one, which is planning your day to a T. Very much each event has a time slot and you try to stick to that. You could even have it so that, for example, exercise things had a colour, work-related things had a colour, you know, make it colourful, doodly. It would be pretty fun to fill in as well. Then you've got the journaling style, which is the brain dump, emotions, stream of consciousness, maybe in the morning or before you go to bed. But putting it in a weekly spread would hopefully help you stick to it. And then fourth is the diary style, which is the summary of your day. So you would put down main events, who you were with, where you went, and how you felt about it, basically. And then the final one, because I did say I would show you 5, is the style that I personally do in my own journal. So I wanted to, obviously it's today, so I thought we could fill it in together, like a mini Bujo with me, whilst I'm also explaining the way that I bullet journal. So you might have heard me talk about this before, but for anyone who's not sure, and obviously it just goes with the video, doesn't it? Hang on, I might have to move that out of the way. Yeah, so this is the 5th style that I, you know, when I think about what you would write in your journal and how you would write it, this was the 5th one, and like I said, this is the one that I use, which is a bullet point to-do list system. So this is a little bit similar, well, the most similar of them all, I think, to the standard bullet journal method, which was created by Ryder Carroll, and he has a rapid logging system. I'm going to do a full video on this because there's more to explain, but it's basically using little symbols as a to-do list and to track everything you need to do for the day, write it all down really quickly, line through it when it's done, that sort of thing. So you can make your key, which shows you which each symbol means if you forget or when you're just creating the new habit. So I have a really simple version. The Ryder Carroll method is a little bit more extravagant than this, but not much more. It's still quite minimalist. I literally just use a bullet point for a task, event, anything. Bullet point, I put a line through it once it's done, and I put a little arrow. Let me bring it up close. I put a little arrow like that, which means I need to move it. I didn't get it done. Put it to the next day or somewhere else in the week. What was your age when you first started journaling? I mean, I've always been one of those people who had loads of journals and notebooks, and it's definitely something that if people were buying me a gift at like Christmas or my birthday, that would be something they would know I would like. And I would always randomly write stuff in it, and you know, when I was younger, I used to like writing stories and that kind of thing, so they were always getting filled up. So I don't know an age, but probably 8 or something. But I was consistently doing every day for 5 years. I think that was like maybe 10 to 15, that sort of age range. Yeah, so thank you for that question. Cool, let's fill in my to-do list then. So like I said, simple bullet points are for the tasks. That's why my week is filled with bullet points. And as I also explained, I don't tend to plan the weekends as much. So I can have Saturday and Sunday on the same day, and just having an even number does make it a lot easier, especially on a single weekly spread that I'm doing at the moment. Makes it a lot easier to plan. Also, I forgot to fill in my sleep tracker. So last night's sleep was really good for a change. As always, something I'm working on. I'm never going to be the best sleeper in the world, but we move. So so this I do just as a to-do list. It's not planned time-wise. Unless there's anything that needs to be done at a time, I will add the time onto it, but it's not, you know, it's not structured like the time blocking style, for example. So I'm going to include the live today at 1 PM, and I'll put Saturday because obviously this encompasses the whole weekend. I also need to take some photos for my Instagram, and I've got some emails to reply to. And I won't necessarily fill this all in at the same time. For example, if that was all I could think about in the moment, I would just leave that on there. And then if things crop up or I remember, oh, I need to do that, I can just add it on. But I've got a few more things that I remember I need to do. So I need to unbox. I got sent some new journals, which is really cool. I need to unbox those. It's because I like to film unboxing them, so I've not got round to it yet. So they're like tempting me in a box. And I also need to sort out my office space. So that's just how I would do a weekly spread. So I'm just writing in a very basic version of the task that I need to do. Sometimes I do like a vague version because obviously I'm showing my journal online and I don't necessarily want everyone to know what I'm up to. So for example, take photos. That's not got any explanation, but I know what I'm talking about. And I'm sure if you were writing it and you put something like, you know, send email, you would know the email in your mind that you're on about. If you do want more space than that, then maybe a double page spread would work better for you. If you want to do a bit more explaining. On the other hand, I team up my journal with Notion so that I've got more space to write everything that I could possibly want to write in there. So if I've got, for example, live at 1 PM on my Notion, I would have the live plan. So that's where I would do all the notes, thinking about what I'm going to say, that sort of stuff. If I've got like a specific email that I want to write, maybe on my Notion I'll have a bullet point of everything I need to include, things I need to remember, what I need to mention, that sort of stuff. So this is the basic to-do list style, which is what I go by, and I've been doing it literally since I started. You can see it's not changed much, and that's just because I'm one of those people who always has things on their mind. So having a way of just blurting it down, it's neat-ish, it doesn't need to look anything special, it's not overly written, not overly prescriptive. I put times occasionally when necessary, but mostly it's just like a brain dump of everything I need to do that day, and I can cross a line through it when it's done, or put a little arrow, for example like here. I didn't do the unboxing the new journals that day that I wanted to, so moved it, and now it's on the weekend plan. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Let's do a little recap. So, what to write in your journal. We've got a calendar overview. Look at the big things in your week. If you've got a birthday coming up, if you've got, I don't know, a party to go to, if you've got a holiday or dance class or different clubs to go to, an exam, that sort of thing. Big events, plan it out through the week, tick them off as they go. Then you've got the time blocking, which is calendar, but kind of extreme edition. You're literally doing a calendar blocking style of your whole day, which works for certain types of people who very much like that structure, a bit like my brother, who is just into that and they kind of need that structure to get things done, which, you know, is really cool if that works for them, but personally that didn't work for me. These are the two journaling types of ones. So you've got the brain dump type of journaling, fill in that day on the weekly spread with any thoughts in your mind, anything that's bothering you. If you're stressed out, you can write loads of angry stuff, no one's going to see it but you. So that's that one. And then the diary version is the summary of your day, like something you can look back on that just summarizes. Maybe you had an amazing birthday and you wanted to make a note of the gifts you got that year, or the things you did for your friend's birthday, or your holiday plans, anything like that in the summary of your day. And then finally is the way that I do it, which is the very basic to-do list style, not too much planning, just a brain dump of everything you need. So that is it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to be starting a beginner bullet journal series, so make sure you are subscribed, and let me know any videos you want in that. That will be a good breakdown of, you know, what journal you need, what pens you need, weekly spread ideas, what are all these trackers, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm going to be planning that very thoroughly, so get your ideas in now, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my June theme ideas coming next week. Thank you all so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. See you soon, everyone. Bye!